Hello, cosmic beings. Welcome to Being Cosmic. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad that each and every one of you is here. So I felt guided to do, it's called the Winter Care Spread, and it is for, it's really helpful if you've done some shadow work, if you're going through the dark night of the soul, or just if you really need some extra care, basically. It's when you need to rest, recharge, and find some awareness about how to treat yourself with a little more kindness. And so I was called to, because I'm picking up on quite a few of you in the collective are going through the dark night of the soul, or you're just coming out of it. Or there's another portion of you that are doing immense amounts of shadow work, which, can kind of go hand in hand sometimes, but it's not, exactly the same thing. It's an energy, though, where sometimes we need just a little bit of extra guidance and support. And so I was really called to do this reading to hopefully provide some of that for you. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and take a step aside to let Spirit pass through. And we are going to pull 4 cards. Okay. Let's see here. Are we going to jump? Oh, I was wondering. Kind of felt like we might. A whole stack almost jumped. How do these go? Okay, so we start at the bottom here. All right. Come on, now we need 3 more, Spirit. And okay. All right, I hear you. So that was just an extra jumper. Is that the card? Okay. That's the card for that one. And there we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So the first card is, what is one thing about your life that you're not being honest about? And we've got the Star card. Okay. Inner knowing, direction, and North Star. Okay, so the Star card is really talking about your inner knowing. It says your soul knows. It knows what you need and it knows what to avoid. It knows when something doesn't feel right and when you're on the right path. Believe in your ability to understand what is right even when you're unsure of your destination. You already know what you need at this moment. Keep following your inner North Star and you will find your way to your purpose. Okay, so you could be ignoring your I was going to say intuition and inner knowing at the same time. So you could be ignoring your intuition a little bit right now. Maybe feeling like those gut feelings and those inner knowings aren't accurate. And what the message is here is that you are getting accurate guidance. And to work on trusting it a little bit more. How can I bring awareness and healing to this area? And we have the Yule log. Oh, that card got a little bent. All right. So the Yule log is about letting go and really releasing what no longer serves. Let me see. Okay, so it says something must be cleared and destroyed so that you have room to welcome in something new. Channel the energy of the divine feminine by healing and letting go of anything holding you back. Then channel the power of the divine masculine by invoking action, courage, and determination. Both energies are required to be successful in your dreams, goals, and manifestations. Yule log reminds you that what you wish for will take more than one approach. Okay, so by really getting clear with yourself on what's no longer serving at this time, and working on releasing that, that's going to help you get even more in touch with your intuition. What's the most important thing you need to know right now? We have Dove Medicine. I have not seen this card yet. What is it? Number 10. Oh, there we go. Okay. So Dove Medicine is forgiveness, freedom, and new beginnings. Okay. Doves are gentle creatures associated with purity, freedom, and peace. Forgiveness is the dove's greatest gift, and it is through forgiving that peace and freedom can be obtained. Holding on to the past is a type of prison, keeping you trapped within things that no longer exist. Perhaps you've replayed your situation in your mind, or maybe past hurts have prevented you from welcoming new experiences into your life. Dove Medicine guides you to spread your wings and fly away from the heartache of the past. Allow yourself to forgive those who have caused you pain. Forgiveness isn't for their benefit, but for yours. As you release the old, you will make space to learn to trust again and to welcome loving relationships that will support you. Okay, so really stepping into that energy of forgiveness, and it's more about releasing the hold that past experiences have over you. And so that's really what forgiveness is about. It's not about excusing behavior. It's not about allowing people back in that have hurt you, that you've removed from your life. It's not that. It's about really stepping up into this place to where you're releasing it in a loving way for yourself, so that you aren't bitter and resisting a lot of positive, good, beneficial experiences into your life due to past hurts. So that's really what that energy is about. Then we've got, how can you be more compassionate with yourself? We've got Hearth. Okay, so the message here is warmth, light, and fire energy. Come, dear, and sit by the fire. Hearth comes to a reading when you are cold, rigid, or perhaps seeing things only from a logical perspective. You are being guided to warm your soul and experience life from the heart. Your emotions don't care about logic or reason. The heart feels what it feels, and in this situation, your heart is wiser than your mind. Listen to your inner knowing to guide you. You may feel conflicted. Your mind might be telling you to be more practical, more responsible, or more sensible. This is your ego operating from a place of fear. Your soul knows what you need now and is letting you know through what you feel. Allow this wisdom to be heard, and that all will be well. Okay. So really tapping into that forgiveness energy is really going to allow you to be more compassionate with yourself and to release some of those rigid beliefs that may be holding you back in certain areas of life. And so it can be something like, if you've been in painful relationships and you want a new relationship, by forgiving the situations that occurred and allowing them to be lessons on how you want to be treated, how you don't want to be treated, and also how you want to treat somebody else. That's something that I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough when we're talking about attracting love. It's a relationship. It's a give and take dynamic. And so something that you can also kind of sit with if a relationship is something that you're working on right now, like manifesting into your life, is think about what you want to give to your future partner. And that's something oftentimes when we're in this energy of thinking about how we want our future relationship to look like, it's really common to sit there and be like, I want this person to look like this, to act like this, to treat me this way, treat me that way, not treat me this way, not treat me that way, not put me through what my old partners put me through, and so on and so forth. And a huge part of the relationship is also what you give to somebody else. And so that can also be kind of a missing piece when you're looking at manifesting a relationship is what do you want to be able to provide for somebody else? Is that, like obviously like love, support, those kinds of things. So for somebody that really might be a way to kind of sit, and it just changes a little bit of the manifesting energy. And instead of thinking about all these, this whole checklist of all these things that you want that other person to give you, that's very important. Don't get me wrong. I'm not downplaying that. I'm not saying not to look at that. I'm also suggesting, though, to maybe look at certain things you are excited about giving to another person. And, giving support when they're having a difficult time in life, those kinds of things. And sometimes that's enough to shift the vibration a little bit, and it shifts the perspective, and it allows you to kind of move through some of those blocks and things by looking at it from a little bit of a different aspect as well. So that's a little side note for somebody. But yeah, mainly what I'm really picking up here is to really step into this forgiveness energy, and some of those walls that we build up can block some of our intuition as well and quiet it a little bit. So by continuing to dissolve those heart walls and really allowing yourself to continue to listen to your intuition, it's going to help you manifest whatever it is that you're looking at manifesting right now. And then the jumper card that we had was telling stories. And so this is going to be kind of an overview of the energy here. So it's truth and speaking up for yourself. So it says, one of the lessons of this card is the power of speaking your truth and knowing where you come from. There is power in what you say, and when you've pulled telling stories, you are being guided to be mindful of the words you send out into the world. Are you using words to encourage or to hurt? Do you speak of yourself and others with kindness and compassion, or are the stories you tell full of low vibrational emotions like anger, jealousy, and sadness? Your words control more than you think. A compliment can change someone's day. An affirmation can remind you of a commitment you've made to yourself to change an outdated belief. And of course, there are the stories you tell about yourself. The words you say internally are just as important as the words you say out loud. This card guides you to speak to yourself with only self-love and self-worth. Okay, so maybe there's a little bit of negative self-talk going on right now that you're being made aware of, so that you can start to be more kind to yourself. And that will also help you to move through some of these rigid beliefs and kind of blocks that are present at the moment. So be mindful of that. And then also, I'm being reminded of this poem. Basically, it's The Wise Old Owl, and it's I get to flip through really quick. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. It's in my confirmation deck. Let me see if I can find it really quick, because that Let's see if I can't find it in 10 more seconds. I will attempt to pull it from memory. There it is. Okay. A wise old owl lived in an oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why aren't we all like that wise old bird? And so maybe that's a little suggestion as well, is to remember that, you know, we all have one mouth and two ears. And so it's that message of listen more than you speak at this time. And not everything that you think needs to be spoken. And also sometimes when you're holding back, those things do need to be spoken. And that's where really getting more in touch with your intuition is going to help with this as well. Because there's sometimes when we really don't need to comment or to add anything. We can just listen and acknowledge and not need to argue or get our point across or, you know, really be heard. And then there are those times when we do need to step up and speak our truth and have our voices be heard. And so there's a little bit of discernment that needs to take place when it comes to that. And so by getting a little more quiet and listening a little bit more and tapping more into your intuition, that's going to help greatly in discerning when to speak up and when not to. Because there's a time and a place for both. So, alrighty, Spirit, anything else on this message right now? Nope. Yes. No. Okay. Okay. Well, with that, I'm not feeling anything else coming up or hearing anything else that needs to be spoken on this message. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. I hope that it resonated. I hope that it helps give a little bit of guidance. You're doing great work. It's not always easy. It's always worth it. So keep on. You've got this. You're doing great. And I really hope this resonated. If it did, go ahead and leave me a comment if you feel called to do so. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you haven't yet and you would like to see more messages from me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free. It doesn't cost anything. And thank you so much for your donations. They really do help out the channel. And so with that, I will see you on the next message. Bye.